Hi there. When you're out hiking in the hills, there's nothing like a cup of coffee to give you a welcome break. Now, coffee comes in various forms. You could bring some instant coffee, a bit of dried milk and a flask of water. You've got a cup of coffee. These coffee sachets, these are very good. Got coffee, whitener and sugar in, bit of hot water, and you've got a cup of coffee. But today I'm going to show you how to make a cafe latte as good as you'd buy in any of the big coffee chain shops. I'm going to make it from fresh coffee beans with nice creamy milk. The only difference between my coffee and what you might buy in one of the big chains is that I've got a fantastic view like this. I'm not sat in a shopping mall. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you the equipment I use and explain how I'd go about making it, and then I'll actually make a cup of coffee so you can see how it's made. First is your coffee beans. They smell wonderful. Fresh coffee beans. The second is this grinder. It's called a Porlex grinder. Bought it from Japan on eBay. You basically put your coffee beans in there, turn this handle, and the coffee grinds come out there. You can adjust this so you could have it from fine to medium to coarse. I've got it set between fine and medium. So that's it, that's the grinder. This is an Aero Latte Espresso Maker, stovetop press espresso maker. So you make your espresso from the coffee grinds. That's me Titan kettle. I'm going to use that for the milk. There's half a litre of milk. This is I suppose it's an Aero Latte whisk for whipping the milk up. I'll show you how that works in a bit. I've got a nice insulated mug that keeps your coffee warm. And the only other thing I'm using is my MSR stove. We are in February and it's quite cool, so a gas stove isn't really the best bet. We're up on the moors here, so I brought my liquid fuel stove, a lot more efficient. Right, first job is to grind the coffee beans. So like I say, with this grinder, we pour the coffee beans in. Now it takes about 20 grams, that's what it'll hold. Handle on. All we do now, we turn this, and this is grinding the coffee. Now this takes about 120 turns, so I'm going to get on and grind this and then show you the finished result. Right, we've been turning that for a fair while now. So we take the handle off, separate the grinder, and you should be able to see there freshly ground coffee. Right, the next stage. There's our fresh coffee. This is the Aero Latte, it's a stovetop espresso maker. So that separates. So in here we've got, that's a pressure relief valve. So with some fresh Yorkshire water, we fill the espresso maker up just below that safety valve. That funnel drops in there, and then our fresh coffee grounds, they're put in the espresso maker. You don't compact them, they just put in loose. Just get that last bit in. And then that just screws back on to form a seal. So that's ready to go on the stove. Right, we've got the stove lit. So the espresso maker sits on there, and that will hopefully catch the coffee. It takes about 2.5 minutes to boil the water, and then probably just about 30 seconds for the coffee to come out. Right, if you can see that, that's the espresso coffee coming out. Oh, it smells lovely, it does, you can smell it here. Now for the milk. You don't want too hot a flame, so I'm going to turn the stove down a bit using this Titan kettle. I think that's an MSR Titan kettle. So the milk, that goes in there. This is just a simple battery operated whisk. I got this on eBay. You can get them lighter than this. This is got a couple of batteries in, so it's quite heavy. So basically for the milk, said that. If you can, I'll try and do it so you can see. First of all, you want to whip quite a lot of frothy air into the milk. When I first did this, I thought this was all you had to do, and I ended up with froth on top and then it disappeared. So get a lot of frothy milk formed on top. Do that probably 30 seconds or so. Then, which I didn't realise, submerge the whisk and then keep it inside the milk. If you can see that. So I'm not taking any more air in now, I'm just whisking the milk and air that's already there, and the big bubbles on top start to disappear. I think this is when I'm supposed to bang it on the counter like they do in the coffee shops to disperse the big bubbles. Right, that feels warm enough. So I'm just going to move the stove to one side. Right, I've got this insulated mug. Keeps your coffee warm a lot longer. So basically, espresso goes in. And then you can just add the milk. And there you have it. One cafe latte. That is a real nice cup of coffee, and the smell is beautiful. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my short video, coffee making out in the hills. If you've any comments on perhaps how I could improve things, or your thoughts on coffee making, please let me know. I'd be happy to hear from you. Anyway, I think I'll sit back and enjoy the view for a little bit longer, and I might even have another cup of coffee. Thanks for watching. See you then.